7 signs. You're tired of people, not life. Here's a truth most people are too afraid to say out loud. You might not be tired of life. You might just be tired of the wrong people in it. And if lately you've been feeling drained for no clear reason, exhausted even when you sleep, unmotivated even when nothing's technically wrong, disconnected even from things you used to love, you're not breaking down. You're just full. In the next 10 minutes, I'll walk you through 7 signs that prove exactly that, backed by neuroscience, real research, and the kind of honesty most channels won't give you. Sign #4 is the one nearly everyone has but never names. And by the end, sign #7 will reveal why all of this is happening in the first place. So if you've ever whispered to yourself, "What's wrong with me?" Stay with me. Because nothing is. You know that heaviness when everything feels muted, when motivation has drained out of you, when even the people you love feel like effort. You start asking yourself, am I tired of life? But then something doesn't add up. Because when you finally sit alone in your car after a long day, you don't feel sad. You feel relief. When you turn off your phone for 2 days, you don't feel disconnected. You feel like yourself again. That's when it hits you. Maybe it's not life pulling the energy out of you. Maybe it's the people inside it, the ones you've been carrying without realizing how heavy they've become. This isn't a breakdown. This is an awakening. Quick honesty before we go deeper. This video isn't a clinical diagnosis. If your exhaustion is severe, persistent, or paired with hopelessness, please reach out to a licensed therapist. Soul tiredness and clinical depression can look identical from the outside, but they need different care. What I'm sharing here are signs of social burnout, the most under-discussed epidemic of our time. Now, let's open the door. Sign 1. Being alone doesn't feel lonely anymore. It feels safe. You're not isolating because you're sad. You're choosing solitude because, for the first time in a long time, your nervous system gets to exhale. No performing. No managing facial expressions. No pretending to be okay. Just you. And here's something I want you to sit with. Most people never reach this point. They die surrounded by noise meetings, group chats, family obligations, never knowing what their own thoughts actually sound like in silence. You just did. Researcher Dr. John Cacioppo, the founding father of modern loneliness studies, made a distinction that changed everything. Loneliness is the pain of feeling unseen. Solitude is the peace of feeling unwatched. They look identical from the outside, but inside the body, they're opposites. I noticed this in myself when I started looking forward to traffic jams. 20 minutes alone in the car became sacred. That's when I realized something wasn't off with me. Something was off with the rooms I was walking into. Silence is only scary when you have something to hide. When you don't, it's home. Now let's stop pretending. Sign 2. Even simple conversations feel like work. You see a message pop up. You read it. You think, I'll reply later. Later becomes 3 hours. 3 hours becomes 3 days. Sometimes a week. You're not lazy. You're not just busy. You're not going through a phase. You're rationing emotional energy because you've been bleeding it for years to people who never noticed. Here's the uncomfortable truth most people won't tell you. The people genuinely close to you don't need explanations for your slow replies. They get it. They're slow too because they're real. The ones demanding immediate responses, taking your silence personally, sending the passive-aggressive "you busy." Those are exactly the ones draining you in the first place. There's a concept in psychology called emotional labor coined by sociologist Dr. Arlie Hochschild in her 1983 book, The Managed Heart. It refers to the invisible work of managing your emotions to fit a social expectation. Smiling when you're tired, listening when you're empty, responding when you have nothing left. The deeper you feel, the more emotional labor costs you. That's not weakness, that's math. You're not cold. You're just done performing for free. Pause for a second, because there's a piece of science that explains all of this, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. In the 1990s, British anthropologist Dr. Dunbar discovered that the human brain can only sustain around 150 meaningful relationships at any given time. This is called Dunbar's number. It's based on the size of our neocortex, literally how much social complexity we're biologically wired to handle. Now look at your life. 500 Instagram follows, 800 Facebook friends, 20 WhatsApp groups, 30 colleagues, 100 acquaintances, coworkers from 3 jobs ago still messaging on LinkedIn. Your brain is being asked to track over 5 times its biological limit. Here's a simple way to picture what's happening inside your head right now. Social environment. Input overload. Amygdala threat scanner, always firing. Prefrontal cortex decision maker, overworked. Nervous system. Output. Cortisol, fatigue. When the input is too much, too many faces, too many demands, too many micro-emotions to track, your amygdala stays activated. Your nervous system never resets. Your battery stays at 5% all day, every day. That's why sign 3 shows up. Negativity drains you faster than ever before. Complaints, drama, conflict. Things you used to tolerate now feel unbearable. You're not weak. Your system is full. You're not too sensitive. You're too overloaded. Here's the sign I promised at the start, the one nearly everyone has but never names. Sign 4. You stop explaining yourself. You used to explain everything. Your feelings, your decisions, your reasons, your side of the story. You explained it 10 times, then 20, then 100. And one day, quietly, without announcement, you just stopped. Not because you stopped caring, because you finally understood. Some people don't want clarity. They want ammunition. This isn't giving up. This is graduation. Psychologist Carl Rogers wrote that the deepest form of self-respect arrives the moment a person no longer needs to be understood by people who refuse to listen. For most of us, that moment doesn't come from confidence. It comes from exhaustion. We don't choose silence. We run out of words. I'll be honest with you. This was my own biggest turning point. I noticed I was rehearsing arguments in the shower for people who'd never changed their minds. I was writing long messages, deleting them, rewriting, until one morning I asked myself a question that broke me open. Whose approval am I actually chasing and why? I closed the conversation and kept the energy for myself. Nothing has been the same since. Silence is also an answer, and sometimes it's the most mature one. Now hear me clearly. Sign 5. You find yourself avoiding certain people on purpose, and before you spiral into guilt about it, listen. You don't owe access to your nervous system to anyone. Not your family. Not your old friends. Not the coworker who means well. Not even the person you used to love. Avoiding them isn't hatred. It's adulthood. It's the moment you stop letting people who drain you book unlimited appointments in your emotional calendar. In The Body Keeps the Score, Dr. Bessel van der Kolk explains that the body stores relational memory in the nervous system long before the mind catches up. That's why your shoulders tense when a certain name lights up your phone. That's why your stomach drops before a certain meeting. Your body has already calculated the cost of that interaction, even when your mind whispers, "It's not that bad." Trust your body. It remembers what your kindness keeps trying to forgive. Distance isn't cruelty. It's the boundary you should have drawn 5 years ago. Stop reading for a moment. While going through this, did a name flash through your mind? A face? A specific person? That's not coincidence. That's your body finally saying out loud what your mouth hasn't dared to. Sit with that for a second. Don't argue with it. Now sign 6. You crave depth, not presence. You don't want more people. You want the right people. You don't need 100 followers. You need one person who actually sees you. You don't want another shallow brunch where everyone performs how busy they are. You want one 3-hour conversation where nobody checks the time. You don't want company. You want communion. This is what relationship researcher Dr. Brené Brown calls the move from connection to belonging. Connection is when people know your name. Belonging is when people know your nervous system and stay anyway. Your circle is shrinking. That's not failure. That's filtration. You're not becoming antisocial. You're becoming selective. And the world will try to shame you for it. Don't let it. Smaller circle, bigger soul. And here's the final sign, the one that explains all 6 before it. Sign 7. You're not body tired. You're soul tired. Body tired sleeps off in one night. Soul tired sleeps for a week and wakes up still empty. Body tired is fixed by coffee. Soul tired is fixed only by the right people. This kind of tired doesn't come from work. It doesn't come from age. It doesn't come from having too much to do. It comes from people who take without giving back. People who borrow your emotional currency and forget to return it. People who treat your kindness like a free subscription they never intend to cancel. Here's the science behind it. Polyvagal theory, developed by Dr. Stephen Porges, reveals something profound. Human nervous systems regulate through other nervous systems. We literally calm down or wind up based on whose energy we're sitting in. Spend enough time around dysregulated people, and your own system stops being able to settle. That's not a personality flaw. That's biology. Your soul isn't broken. It's just been plugged into the wrong sockets for too long. Your soul doesn't have a fast charger. It needs the right people, the right energy, the right time. So let's bring this home. Being tired of people doesn't make you bad. It doesn't mean you hate everyone. It doesn't mean you're cold. And it definitely doesn't mean something is broken inside you. It means you've given too much, for too long, to too many people who never poured back. Your energy got stretched into rooms that never returned it. And now your soul is asking no, demanding 3 simple things: peace, space, real connection. So here's what I want you to do. Start tonight. Not next week. Not after the holidays. Not when things calm down. Tonight. Pick up your phone right now. Find one chat that drains you. You already know which one. Mute it for 7 days. Just 7. Don't announce it. Don't explain it. Just watch what comes back to you in that silence. Watch your shoulders drop. Watch your sleep change. Watch your nervous system slowly remember what it feels like to not be on call. Then cancel one obligation this week that you said yes to out of guilt. Spend that evening alone, really alone, and listen to what your body has been trying to tell you for years. Because here's what nobody told you. And what I had to learn the hard way. You don't need to fix yourself. You just need to stop carrying people who refuse to stand on their own. Maybe you're not tired of life. Maybe you're just tired of the wrong people. And maybe finally you're ready to stop apologizing for noticing. Before you close this video, comment one word. What are you craving most right now? Peace, space, or real connection? I read every comment. And if any part of this felt seen, subscribe. Every week, I build one safe corner on the internet for people learning to listen to themselves again. You're not broken. You're awake. And that's the difference.